It's been a while, everyone, but hello. Welcome back to Catching Up with Coach King. I'm the host, Jesse O. And let's just go ahead and bring in our man of the hour and pretty much every other hour, Florida flight coach and FBA owner, Coach Mark King. Mark, thank you for joining me as always. How are we doing?
I'm fabulous, Jesse. Always a pleasure. How are you, sir?
I'm good. It's been a while since we've done one of these, and actually we're doing it later than we normally do it. Usually it's we got some sunlight outside, but I like this late night feel. It feels better, honestly. Sports are better at night.
Yeah.
That's a very hot take, but they just are. That's kind of always been my opinion. But I'm gonna rock with it.
Yeah, we're going for the Jimmy Fallon Late Show spot, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, give me that 100%. We'll start a new segment on the show called "Give Me That" or "Absolutely Not," and that would 100% be a "Give Me That." Well, let's just jump right into some things real quick because we do have a lot to talk about. Your 2021 started off pretty hot. Sounds like you and your team's got quite a few wins to start off the new year.
Yeah, we've been doing well. We've been growing. We've been getting a little bit of practice in. I wouldn't call them practice. I call them scrimmages. But FBA is different. We've got a different blueprint and platform. We're able to do some cool things. People don't know we've been doing some scrimmages with the Winter Park Storm and the Brevard Bobcats next week or week or two. We're going to bring.
And if you could tell us who's been winning those scrimmages.
I mean, I'm trying to be nice about it, but you already
Okay.
know what time it is. The champs are on the throne. I'm king. Coach King is in control. We're looking tough to beat. And
Okay.
I don't mean any slight to anybody, but that's just the reality. So,
Wow. And then, so how are your other couple of teams doing? Because you're coaching for the Circle Christians group, correct? And then
yeah,
also,
the Florida Flight
an-
Basketball Academy Stingrays.
okay, the Stingrays. How are the Stingrays doing?
You know what? It's up and down. It's pretty fantastic and also mind-boggling some days. It's the difference between teaching and coaching younger kids versus pros. A couple of weeks ago, we got our first wins for both teams, and then the following week was like the twilight zone. I don't know, like
Oh,
we played a good team. They pressed us a little bit, and we just for the Stingrays, we just had a tough game. But we had a scrimmage today, actually, a close scrimmage against another team that invited us out and played a little bit better. And, it's fun. The kids are having fun. They're learning the game. No complaints. I'm enjoying it. And I'm actually enjoying coaching the kids a whole lot more than I thought I would.
and do you enjoy that more than coaching the flight themselves? Where I had
walked
to ask
myself into
because
that, right?
yeah, you kind of led me that direction, so might as well roll with it. So, do you
Right.
actually like coaching them more than the flight right now? Which team, if you had to pick, would be your favorite? Let me just put you on the spot. Which team is your favorite?
Wow. Yeah. Every team has their pros and cons, and I'm very good with all of them. I think they're really they're really I enjoy all of them. To be able to decide would be very very tough to do. Is that political enough for you?
No, that's fine. It's not direct. I like the kind of beat around the bush sort of aspect. I look at Ray Mills popping in and saying, "We'll
uh,
see the Tide coming back for a title in
okay.
like it was 2017." That's
Yeah.
interesting. There's
No.
gonna be a lot of competition this year, which I'm actually very excited for, and um, definitely to start off this new year. Uh, it seems like things are kind of going better than they were last year. I would say. Would you concur with that?
They are. Well, last year was good too. It's very competitive. But by far, what we have approaching coming up, we're excited. There's great excitement. There's great energy. There's great partnerships. We're doing some new things, but and then we have some new teams that I'm excited about. They're doing some great things and they look great and they're handling their business properly. But um, it's been a joy. This would actually be our 10th season if we didn't have last year go into a funk because of COVID. But I think I'm proud of it. I'm joking, of course, and I'm from Detroit, so I'm always going to talk a little junk. But Ray's right. It's very competitive. Everybody's competing. Everybody wants to play in the FBA now. They've seen the proof is in the pudding. We've had guys go overseas. We've got other things coming. We do a good job with our social media, and but it's Coach King, man. That's what I do. I don't know.
So you said that there were a few new teams coming in. So let's talk about them real quick. And have you had a chance to see any of them? Because it's the Brevard Bobcats, it's the Gainesville Mighty Oaks, and it's the Claremont Crocs, correct?
Yeah, yeah. So we've seen and played against all of them except for the Claremont Crocs. We're hoping to do that soon, and I'm excited to see that. I think that we're going to be able to see them in one of those closed scrimmages in the next couple of weeks. But you know, um, all jokes aside, everybody's doing their thing. They're strong. They're recruiting well. They've already been practicing. This isn't a league like a lot of these leagues out there do the rec league thing. They may or may not practice and whatnot. In general, the FBA does not do that. We practice. We play real basketball. We try to develop players. We send them abroad. They do get other jobs. We record everything. So I think it'll be. I'll tell you a great question is maybe this is a poll. Which expansion team does the best this year? I think that's a great question.
Ooh.
Yeah, I wonder how.
That would be a very good question. We can post that up on our Twitter. I think that'd be kind of fun. It was funny right before we hopped on this call. I hopped on the FaceTime and you were eating some pizza and drinking your Sprite or something. I was like, oh wow, you're ready. But it's your whole life has become basketball, huh? So it's just you're doing everything around it essentially that you can.
Everything. And what's great, Jesse, is and I knew this already because that's been my life, taking leaps of faith, trusting in God, and trying to be as good as you can be and pursue passion. That's what Team No Shovels is all about. But it's interesting, I kind of had this assumption that I would leave the law firm and go into basketball and have more time. I've never been so busy. Like I'm legit. Look, sorry, I'm not going to do it and eat on camera, but I'm legit eating when I can, feeding, sleeping when I can, which is very little.
Yeah.
But we are. I'm so passionate about what we're doing. Our team is so passionate. The owners that we have, we love the FBA. The concept is solid and strong. It's proven to be the best scenario, budget-wise and just respectability-wise across the board. And there's no time to sleep. We're building an empire here.
As we should be, or a kingdom.
A kingdom.
As you like to say. I'll take those words out of your mouth. I want to get a little bit more player specific at the beginning or at sort of the end of this first quarter of this episode of Catching Up with Coach King. But you have a lot of guys on your team. And you and I have talked about Brandon Moss a lot, Grant Gullett. But what other guys on your team are you excited to see?
I'm really excited about some of the returning guys. Elliot Glegg, our starting point guard, this is a guy that just puts in work every day. And you know what? As a coach, it. You can see if a guy's really working. I mean, it's almost like he's ice skating out there on the court. He's just back and forth. The ball's a yo-yo. He's finding teammates. He's not missing too many shots. He's pulling up. He's finding Brandon and Grant and Chevy Moyer, which I'll talk about him in a second. But really excited to see him he's already had 2 good seasons, but I think this season is going to be pretty phenomenal for him because the game is slowed down. That's the one thing about basketball. Players that get older, become veterans, and the game slows down, and they're able to see things better. He's just playing well in these scrimmages. It's been beautiful to watch. But we've got Caleb Winfrey, who's cut down a little weight. Not that he had too much weight. He wasn't an overweight player whatsoever, but he's trimmed down. He's flying through the air. He's a 6'1" white guard that flies through the air. He's getting the lobs too and all that. And then obviously Seth Hilton, who great story about him. He came to to one of the combines, and Winter Park Storm really wanted him. And they approached me about him and see if he was available, and I did let him know. And it looked like he was going to play more minutes for him, but Seth wanted to stay with us. He was like, "This is my team coach. I'd rather just earn whatever I can get here," and he's done exactly that. He's played good minutes. He's got himself in the rotation, and it'll be good to see him. But we have some new players that we're working on signing. I think it's really orally done, but we still have to get the contracts done. Terrell Alfred, who's out of Jamestown, lights out shooter. We've got Romello Bates, who played at Ave Maria University. Shout out to my wife and her alma mater. She went to law school there. And then we're really working on Luke Doyle out of Stetson, who I think he holds a record for three-pointers made in a game at Stetson, NCAA D1 school just up the road. And, Luke is, he just got married, so he's navigating life. This is the hard part about minor league basketball. You got to navigate life a little bit and try to make room, but he still has that urge to play. He's a great player, so we're hoping that we can lock those three guys in, and then you have, Brandon Moss, Grant Gullett, Chevy Moyer, then, of course, Xavier Guyona from University of Pikeville. We're looking like he's going to come back from Dallas. He was in town over a couple of months ago just working out with us. But, yeah, it's exciting, man. I don't know. I could talk for days. I love these guys. They're like my sons. And, they work hard and they play good basketball. They're coachable, and I can't ask for anything better. So we're going to be tough. I know Ray's probably still watching. Hey, Ray, look, I'm just forewarning you. All love though. Good luck, buddy.
Hey, it's all friendly competition though, but it's for the sake of a good time and developing these guys so that they can go abroad, maybe try to get them to the NBA. But more on that to come. We're going to take a quick break right here on Catching Up with Coach King, presented by NV Labs.
At NV Labs, we build web applications that start with an idea. They move through strategy and need an outside eye ahead of wireframes and technical specifications. There's design and layout and functionality, but there's also performance, things like accessibility and data visualization. It all comes together for what ultimately is a successful launch. Over the past decade, NV Labs has built platforms that pair things like data in sports or environmental science. We've built technical training platforms around data science and around network administration, and we've bootstrapped and sold our own product. We are a temporary CTO and an outside specialist in strategy, design, and development. It takes a lot to go from idea to launched web application, but it's all right there in our name. Reach out to hello@nvlabs.com and let's take a look at your idea together.
All right, so we're back here with Catching Up with Coach King, and Mark, let's just talk about real quick who we got coming in. Actually,
it's my daughter. He never stops. Say hello. Hi. Come on, they can't see you. Super gymnast, new hoopster. Sorry, it's my show. We do what we want, right?
Yeah.
Good night, baby.
I'm just here. I'm along for the ride. I'm guiding the roller coaster. You're riding it. So it's up to you, man. Look at Ray from our last segment. You're just giving him all the tells at this point. That's what he's saying.
Hey, Ray, you can know what we're doing if we execute for perfection. Doesn't matter, brother. But I love you. We'll see it. Bring it.
Boom. There you go. So here we are in the second quarter, and I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about, obviously, balancing being the FBA owner and an FBA coach must be kind of hard sometimes, right? Because you have an interest for your team and you have an interest for the FBA as a whole. Can we talk a little bit about how that kind of affects your decisions every day when you were trying to move forward with this league?
Yeah, no, it's a great question, and quite frankly, it's taken me some time to evolve and develop and make better decisions. And actually, it's not what you think. You would think that I'd monopolize my position and make everything great for the Florida Flight. But if you look at the records and all the history, the Florida Flight played for 2 championships our first 2 years in the 2 other leagues. And when we started the FBA, we were struggling for quite some time. We were mediocre. We weren't last, but I always put the league before us. Because it's the right thing to do. And I knew that the league brand and the power of the league was going to be better than the power of one team anyway. So, and it comes down to my Christian worldview and just being modest and humble. I joke around and I talk a little trash, but I'm very I've been brought up to be very humble and modest and care for others. The Florida Flight does so much philanthropy anyway. So everybody that knows me knows that. But it's been a balancing act in general to make sure you make the right decisions. But the great thing is the way we developed it, and I don't even care to give the formula away anymore. Nobody's going to copy what we're doing. We have a board of governors and we have a board of directors. Nothing that directly impacts the teams can happen unless it's passed by a board of directors vote. And the board of governors, basically myself as the owner, and Bernie Mapilli and Greg Kite, our commissioner. So it's not all that hard anymore. It's actually quite easy. It's actually a lot of fun. And the vision that we get, that I've been getting in terms of what we want to do and what we want to accomplish, I'm one of the most blessed people in the industry, I think. I've got the intelligence and the acumen and the busy savviness to do what needs to be done for the league. I've been a great mentor, I think, and I say this modestly, but I think all the guys in the FBA would attest to this. I spent a lot of time. I was on a call with Ray, coincidentally, for about an hour, just talking about some of the stuff that's upcoming. I always want to pour into them, but at the end of the day, with a league like ours, we're competitors on the court, business partners off the court, and we know what needs to be done to establish a credentialed minor league system in the United States. And we're pretty like-minded. We've been careful about who we added to the league. And we've got a good, strong group right now. We all like each other, which is important. That's not always been the case, throughout the history of any league, especially the FBA. But I do need help. I do a lot. It's, from scheduling to the meetings to sponsorship sales, mentoring, blueprints on how to form a team, the academy, but I love it. It's Team No Shovels.
Team No Shovels. Rise from the dirt, baby. That's what we do.
For sure.
So on the FBA topic, this is the first year you guys are actually doing a draft. You're doing a draft. You're doing a combine. Let's talk a little bit about those dates and what people have to look forward to.
I'm so excited about the combine and draft. Yeah, this is the first year, and I've always wanted to do something different than what's out there. Typically in the industry, you'll see teams and leagues do combines. There's a couple leagues that just go all over the United States doing combines, charging $250 or whatnot, and which I don't care what you do, whatever you want to do. But for me, that's a lot of money for players, especially if you're not paying them much to charge that. So this year, we've created a 2-day event, which I think is one of the very few, if anybody does a 2-day event. We're using the Bradenton Christian Retreat Center, which has about 96 hotel rooms on site, as well as an indoor basketball facility. So everything is going to be out of there. We'll probably do it every year from now on there. We'll take 2 days. We'll do some combine testing, get people's 40 dash, their reaches, their vertical jumps and whatnot. Break for lunch. The players that want to check in will check in. We'll do team drills and scrimmages after that. And then that evening, we're doing a kind of a symposium, a little expo, kind of just an opportunity to kind of pour into the guys that are there so they can learn what it means to be in the FBA, what it means to play minor league basketball. We're bringing Greg Kite, Commissioner Kite's coming out. He's with Poly Wealth Management. He's going to speak on some financial stuff for the players because, Jesse, a lot of times guys that go overseas, they'll go overseas for 6 months, make some money, come home, and it's very difficult, and let alone they don't want to do it, get a job. But what can they do with their money to make their money make money while they're away? What kind of protections can they do? Those are the things that FBA is interested in because we want to make sure we're developing the holistic player, not just the basketball player. We want them to be successful on and off the court and succeed in whatever they do, even after basketball. So, and then we wrap it up. We come back Sunday morning. We'll play some more games, and we're going to do what I think is, it depends on the numbers, but a 2-round draft. And just select the top guys, and they're going to get an invite to training camp and winter league, which is another thing I'm sure you're going to ask next. But to get a chance to see them play, and you know what the cost is, Jesse, for that weekend? $150, right?
Wow.
So that includes a room. If you don't want to stay, if you live in that area, or if you want to use Hotwire, get your own hotel room, you can do that. Then you just pay $100 to come. But man, $150, you get a hotel night for the day. You're on site, you're on campus, you can mingle and talk. The team owners and coaches will be around. You totally want to have full access to the players and let them ask the questions that they want to ask. What's a team looking for? How can I better position myself to make the team? We care about those things. So I don't know. To me, it's something innovative and new and fresh, and I don't think it's really being done that way. And we're excited to kind of once again lead the way in minor league basketball in the United States by showing people how it's really supposed to be done.
And if nothing else, the Christian Retreat Center was. I mean, I remember you and I were taking a tour with Coach AJ Stallworth for the Gainesville Mighty Oaks, and then Ernest, one of the owners for the Winter Park Storm. We're all walking around, and we're just like, "Oh man, this place is."
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, you've seen it. You know what I'm talking about. It's just a fabulous campus. I think it fits well with who we are. I mean, and that's why I want to do it annually there, because it's such a good look. Numbers might not be as high as I like them to be this year for the FBA in terms of players, but a couple of things. If we do that consistently, they'll get to know. But the other thing is when they see what kind of coverage and content we're creating in terms of media, including you with the play-by-play, bringing in NBA guys to sit next to you and do play-by-play color commentating with you. Anybody who loves basketball, the way we're going to do it this year is going to be above par. And I can't see any player not wanting to play in the FBA after they see what we're about to do this year.
I mean, it's going to be very exciting. So, obviously, you kind of led me in here. Winter League.
Right. Yeah.
We have to talk about Winter League because I still have not much clue what's going on for Winter League. So, what is FBA Winter League?
So,
is it actually during the winter if it's in Florida? Because, being from California myself, it's always summer here. So, what is your version of what Winter League is? Summer, which would be normally like a summer league.
Yeah, exactly. So what we wanted to do, what I wanted to do, I wanted to do this a couple of years ago. Every year the NBA does summer league, which is a place for newly drafted players, new recruits, or people that they just want to get a look at to come in. Used to be in Orlando. I used to get invited every year, and I loved going to the games and watching some of the guys that have just finished college, guys that are eventually going overseas because they're not going to make the NBA roster. But I like the concept of a few teams getting together, playing some scrimmage games over a short windfall of time frame, and so we wanted to do the same thing. So our off season is the winter, so we thought, well, let's do Winter League. Let's give our players that want to play in the FBA an even more of an opportunity to show their abilities. Because for me, Jesse, I've always said this, and I don't really care who's listening or watching anymore. If you get offended, I don't care. Just get right or get left. You can't really properly evaluate at this level in a one-day tryout that's 4 hours long. I mean, you just can't. I mean, now you can, and if you're a really good scout, which, and I pride myself on knowing how to assess talent, but at this level, it's not as obvious. And sometimes a player can have a very bad day, and they could have a very good 5 days after that. So we wanted to kind of give an opportunity to really get a player a look, let them kind of show their stuff, not have the immense pressure of 4 hours to show everything you got in your tank. So we developed Winter League as a place that where we can get the players on our teams that didn't play as much the previous year, give them a little bit of a leadership role, and then take the new guys that we're recruiting, like the ones that we draft at the Combine, put them on a roster, let them get up and down and see what that looks like. So it's a nice 3-week deal. The interesting thing this year, because of COVID and how we're doing the season, it's almost turning into Winter League's kind of our preseason this year, which I think is okay. But I don't know. Like I said, we just try to keep things innovative and fresh while also following the leader, right? The NBA is the leader. If we can emulate the NBA in multiple capacities, that's a good thing. And that's kind of what we're doing. So, last year we did Winter League. We didn't get to have the season, and I don't know if Danny's watching with the Tampa Gunners. You know, they won Winter League, and I'm like, but we'll see what happens. But it's fun and it's good talent. You know, the thing that happened. I'm sorry, I'm just going on and on. What we didn't anticipate is that we had a lot of fans for Winter League, and we kind of just thought it would be scrimmage games of people coming in, and maybe one or two people. We actually generated some revenue from ticket sales. Only charged $5 for the whole day, but you got multiple teams playing multiple games. It's a lot of basketball. It's a lot of fun. It was pretty competitive too. So yeah, we're excited about it. This is the second year, and it's going to be a mainstay in the FBA.
Run me through a few dates real quick. So the combine is which date?
Interestingly enough, it's going to be Valentine's Day weekend, the 13th and 14th. So,
okay.
But our guys are in love with basketball, so that won't be a big deal.
Perfect. And the Winter League starts?
We'll have Winter League the week after. We'll do February 21st, February 28th, and March 7th. Those are semi-tentative. We have to finalize with the city of Winter Park. We're doing it at Winter Park Community Center as well, but everything looks good for that. And then after that, training camps, and then the season will kick off March 21st.
March 21st. And that date's set in stone?
That's set in stone. We're already rocking out. I know we're playing the Winter Park Storm. Rumor has it there may be a ring ceremony. I don't know. We'll see. That's actually breaking news. I haven't told too many people that, but I want to. Every champion deserves a ring, right? So I'm going to talk to if they're watching. They're like, "What do you mean there's going to be a ring ceremony?" Well, because of the way we're doing this season, that ring ceremony is going to be in front of the rest of the league. But whatever. Like, our guys earned it. We deserve it, and that's another thing that we want to do in the FBA is really have those kind of features and representations. When you win the championship, it should be exciting times. Just be championship hats, championship rings, championship banners, all that. So we're looking forward to that.
And we as fans and me as a broadcaster, I'm very much looking forward to it as well. So a lot of good stuff to come, and a lot of good stuff to come more on Catching Up with Coach King. We're going to take a break real quick. This is the Catching Up with Coach King show presented by Envy Labs.
In a world where one girl goes on endless adventures, gives you unbelievable toy unboxings, does insane food challenges, and plays way too much Roblox, it's Elle's Adventures. Subscribe now. Do it. Why not?
All right, so this is kind of going to be a little bit of a new segment here on Catching Up with Coach King. We're going to do player dissections. All right, so we're going to watch a clip of one of your players, maybe at the jump 10, somewhere, and we're just going to kind of get into the specifics of basketball, what went well, what didn't go well. We're going to kind of pick your brain as a coach here, just so other coaches, other parents, other people can see how a coach's brain thinks. All right, you ready for it?
I'm ready.
All right, so this is a clip of Brandon Moss, who is one of the best players the FBA has seen and one of the best players the FBA has to offer. So let's get right into it.
过两步防帕特森，
这个球运的有点多啊，运的有点多，再转移底线，
攻内线，哇呀，个人爆扣，5号莫斯高高跃起，哇
我的
哦！
天哪，
这是什么样的身体素质啊！太劲爆
太
了！
吓人了！
这个球其实起跳的点啊，几乎就是踩着3秒区的边线，然后呢，高高跃起，他又是用远离篮筐的右手，为了躲避防守的封盖。再来看一下，
就是在3秒区那个位置起步，
而且呢，隔着朱元博也是一名扣将的头顶上 Dunk in your face！ 哇哦！
我的天，这真的是在你头上爆透啊！
有没有想起了那首说唱？
对。
I have a few things to say.
Okay, yeah, I'm sure.
First off, not even about the dunk. That fedora you were wearing was awesome.
Thank you.
That was one of the best hats I've ever seen a coach wear.
I love
That's number one.
Yeah.
Number two, besides Brandon making a huge dunk, those broadcasters were insane. They were going crazy when he got the basketball, like before he dunked the ball.
Yeah. Well,
I would have.
Listen, the China experience, we could do a whole week of shows on the China experience. The great thing about China, and really this is true across the world, and people don't realize that in America, American basketball is still king. They love it. And we were treated so well while we were there. And, you know, it helps to have extreme talent, right? We had that. They love what they do. Like, it's communism, right? But so, like, the people, when they're in a moment, the thing about communism, you're in the moment. You're enjoying it fully. You don't have anything bothering you. You're in it, and you love it. It was an incredible experience. But, yeah, they were hyped. They were hyped, and rightfully so. Incredible dunk, right, Jesse? I mean,
yeah, it was a great dunk. But okay, let's get into the dissection a little bit, because so it looks like the team you were playing was 2-3 zone. Is that correct, or were they playing? It didn't look like they were playing man.
Yeah, no, jump 10. Actually, they were playing man, but it was They were doing like a matchup zone. You're supposed to play man to man in jump 10. But, you know.
Yeah, because they were playing like a soft zone is what it was more looking like there. Okay, so your point guard brings the ball across the half-court line and then dribbles into traffic, loses handle of the basketball, gets double-teamed, and then makes a pass to the left elbow. Now, whoever caught it at the elbow actually made the extra pass, which I thought was smart.
Right. Well,
and then Brandon, using his athletic ability, goes down low. But was that obviously, you know, that's what Brandon can do. He's amazing. But would you have wanted that to is that the call there?
I was on the edge of my seat. In fact, no, that wasn't the call. But you know, in jump 10, you didn't have a lot of time. You saw the score was 5-5. So one thing about jump 10 is you play 2, potentially 3 games. It's the first 2 15 or whoever's winning after 12 minutes. You win the first game, the other team wins the second game, then you play a third sudden death. So what we were in is that sudden death. We split the first 2 games, and it was, I think it was 3 minutes, and whoever was winning it with 3 minutes left. That's why the score was 5-5, but we were scrambling. And the thing that a lot of people don't know, we had the blessed fortune of that guy on that elbow at the top of the key is Jamario Davidson, former NBA player, played for the Charlotte Bobcats when they were the Bobcats, played for the Golden State Warriors, and I think Milwaukee. But I love J.O. J.O. is an incredible player. You're right. He made the right pass. He made the right decision, and we were excited about that. But you know, when you have a guy like Brandon, you have a guy that can make a play. I was a little, and nothing against Tyshawn Patterson. He's a strong guard, very good player. But I was losing my mind. I was like, where are you going? What are you doing? He got the handle back, kicked it out, and got it to Brandon. And Brandon just put the elevator on and just went over everybody. So
what would you have liked to have happened there if Brandon Moss did not dunk that ball?
You know, I like the screen and roll, or, you know, I like hitting J.O. in the post, but J.O. inbounded the ball, so he ended up top, which is fine. But I think, you know, when you have we had plenty of time to kind of get whatever we want. And it's no secret we run triangle offense, so ideally we get into the triangle set, Jamario down low in the post, and Jamario has a great soft touch. He has this nice fake pass thing where he'll go. He's so tall, he'll turn around, go over the player, fake pass. They'll think he passed, turn around. But you know, having Brandon on one side and having Jamario with the ball, it could win either way. At the end of the day, let me just tell you this, just be funny about it, but real sincere. if the ball gets in Brandon's hands, I'm feeling pretty good because he kind of pretty much makes a good play no matter what. He's tough to guard. He can dribble, pass, shoot. You know, you're talking to a guy that's 30 points a game, 16 rebounds a game, 4 blocks a game, I think 3 steals a game, and 6 assists a game, shooting above 50%. So what else do you want, right?
So when you guys went back to that hole after, were you like kind of freaking out, or like I couldn't see because the fedora, but
right. Well, no. So I wasn't. I was relaxed. I felt good, and I wish we had the other clip. We ended up losing this game though off a stupid James Harden type foul from Jerome Queen, but. Anyway, I have another guy that's here that can maybe talk about it since he's in the building. We actually have the man himself. So
oh my
God.
What's up, B?
What it do?
How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, man, you know me chilling.
Of course. Playing 2K?
I'm actually watching highlights right now.
Ooh.
Whose highlights? Your highlights?
Nah, they're from the game. The Lakers and the Warriors.
Oh
yes.
Good game.
Fantastic game. Go Dubs. We pulled it out. Oh wait, did you even get to do you know who won, or did I just spoil that for you?
Nah, I'm just watching the highlights right now. I don't know who won. Well, I know now that you said so.
Wait, Brandon, me and Mark were talking about it, and how was the China experience for you, man? Like, that looked insane.
Oh yeah, it was crazy. I ain't gonna even flex. Because, like it was just so much different stuff out there, how everybody hustling, everybody on the streets, everybody got a job doing something. It's like nobody just sitting around, so everybody got a job doing something. That was kind of crazy. I was like, everybody want to work. And then, every gym and hotel was definitely the best gym and hotel I ever seen.
What are you saying? Like, was it fancy?
Yes, it was definitely fancy.
How did basketball in China compare to like when you played in Chile or any other place you've really played at?
Well, the difference was like the gyms, but everything else was the same because the fans, anything you do, love it, yelling. You can do a simple crossover, they're gonna go crazy. Like you can just feel the love from overseas. You can just feel the love because they really love you.
So when you go on like Instagram Live or something, or do people ever comment on it from one of the countries you've been to?
Yeah, they be in my DMs. They be doing like the little video chat thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they be videoing me every day, just trying to see. They even put me and LeBron in one of the little video things.
Really?
Yeah, but he ain't answer. I don't think I answered that day either.
So you've been to tryouts for the Lakers and the Knicks, right?
Yeah.
And so you had Mark at them for both of them, correct?
Say that one more time.
Was Mark there for both of them?
He was there for the Knicks.
Okay. And how was it having him come, be there for you? Was it a little more nerve-wracking to have him there? Or was it
like have my back? All the support, you know what I'm saying? And I knew Coach had my back, so I always had his back,
Do you ever get nervous playing?
No.
No? Never.
No. Do you see nervousness in my face?
Never.
I mean, play me in 2K. I'll make you a little nervous.
Stop it.
We're gonna have to play one of these times. Mark.
Hey, I just got better at Call of Duty. Stop playing.
Oh. Bro, hit me. Let's go. I'll play with you any day of the week. Of course. So playing for the Florida Flight, how many years have you played for the Florida Flight, Brandon?
I think this is my second, huh, Coach?
This is the second year, yeah.
Okay.
Feels like forever. I mean, if you take COVID, he's been here. This will be the third year he's been a part of our program, but we really didn't do anything last year.
Okay. And how has been playing for Mark different from some of your other coaches? Why do you keep coming back to the Florida Flight?
Because with me, loyalty hit home. You know what I'm saying? And Coach showed that. So,
Same.
and the other coaches that I played with, they also showed it, but they also then showed the loyalty and support. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have both. If you ain't got both, I
Plus,
think it's rock.
plus, I'm a better coach than everybody.
So what's on the horizon for you, Brandon? Like, are you thinking about? So you're obviously going to play in the FBA, but do you have any other opportunities anywhere else? What's the future looking like for you?
Yeah, I'm finna go back to Chile next month. So
That's awesome. That's so
yeah.
awesome.
The
And
entire
then,
FBA just breathed a sigh of relief because we won't start with Brandon.
Everyone's so upset that you're not going to be here, Brandon, including me. But we'll play. We'll play some video games. Keep in contact.
we got some pieces. Oh, there goes. We got some pieces.
Speaking of pieces,
Brandon, who's your favorite teammate ever?
Elliot,
Elliot
Why?
Clegg.
Why?
my boy Elliot. Cause look, Elliot helped me like, cause I be stretching now. Like Elliot, like he tell me the right thing to do. Like just coming home, playing the game, and then just going to the gym. That ain't what I supposed to been doing. I supposed to stretch. I supposed to do it right. You know what I'm saying? Elliot had my back. He had me right.
Does he have you eating vegetables?
No.
Oh boy. Oh man. All right. So out of all your coaches ever, who's your favorite?
I'm in.
That's. I mean, not to put
My
you in a
uncle.
hot seat, Mark, but B,
My
who's your favorite
uncle.
coach ever?
My uncle.
Your uncle?
Uncle King.
Okay.
Y'all ain't gonna try to put me in a vine. My uncle.
All right, and then your favorite place to play out of because you went to LSUA, right?
Oh,
Play
I
for the
gotta
Florida
go
Flight.
with the fort. I gotta go
Really?
with the LSUA. I gotta go with the fort. It was
Really?
crazy.
Your favorite place to play over Chile, over everything? Hi, Claire.
The
Everywhere.
fort. Gotta go with the fort. Look, I ain't gonna look. It was different. At my NAIA, it was different. The crowd, the people, the student session was just crazy. Like it was just crazy.
Over playing in like an arena in Chile.
I understand that. You know, look, you ain't understand what I'm saying. I understand that. But hey, in college it was crazy. You just like when you do something, you could just feel that everybody's right here. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody on the floor, they right here. Like you can shake the crowd hand, no, jump into the crowd. Like it was just right there. You know what I'm saying? In Chile, it's the same way, but nobody's on the floor. Like right, you know what I'm saying? Right there, screaming in your ear, shoot that, shoot that. That's going in. Like you know what I'm saying? Just talking to you. It used to be. It was live in college.
We need to get that. That's where we got to get. We got to get Flight Nation in the building like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mark,
that'd be right.
did you find Brandon? Did Brandon find you? How did this connection come to be?
Funny story, actually. Brandon found us. He had an agent at the time had brought him to the FBA Combine. So to all of those people out there interested in about the FBA Combine, it's a good place to get picked up for sure. I joke with him a little. I think I told Brandon this recently. Brandon came late to the Combine because he came over from Louisiana. So I was already kind of like, all right, let's get this guy registered, whatever. I don't like late people. I'm a professional. I like things a certain way. But no lie, we put him in. He started playing. He had about 6 dunks in about 7 minutes.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. So
normal day.
So everybody was, all the owners that were there were all chattering, and I was like, yeah. And then I excused myself, and I got on the phone with his agent right away. And we just started working it. Yeah. And I was like, there's no way I'm not having this guy on our team. And then I remember one of my assistants, Allison Pate, had pulled up one of the videos of you dunking that it went viral. I can't remember which one it was. It was a windmill, but everybody was like, "Oh wow!" And then I remember Ernest Jones, or no, it was Coach Barry came to me and he said, "Yeah, we're gonna we're all gonna have a dogfight over him, right? And I was like, this fight is over. I was like, I got a contract on the way. Are you talking about? I was like, no, we this is done. So it was incredible. But when you see a player like Brandon, who's not only an amazing talent, but very humble too and modest, and one of the most talented, humble people I think I've ever met. And he's always been a flight player. Like, he could never play for any other FBA team. Yeah, he just wouldn't fit. He's flight material. And he represented us well for sure. So,
Brandon, as we're going into the outro here, if you had to give anyone in the world a shout out right now, who would it be? I had to say it because I know you. All right, just if you had, I'll take the reins.
Look, let me start off by saying I want to give a shout out to God, my mama, you know what I'm saying? My friend, my girl. You know what I'm talking about. Everybody get a shout out when they come to me. You know what I'm saying? Because if you got my back, I got your back. Hands down, just like that. I want to give a shout out to my boy Jesse.
I love you, man. So for people out there who don't know, actually, me and Brandon lived together for a little bit, which was a little too much fun. But I hope I get to see you before you head down to Chile. Congratulations on Chile, man. That's really awesome. I'm happy for you. Truly, I'm truly happy for you, man. That's really awesome.
And come back soon.
Brandon Moss on Catching Up with Coach King. We'll be right back. This is Catching Up with Coach King, presented by MV Labs.
At MV Labs, we build web applications that start with an idea. They move through strategy and need an outside eye ahead of wireframes and technical specifications. There's design and layout and functionality, but there's also performance, things like accessibility and data visualization. It all comes together for what ultimately is a successful launch. Over the past decade, MV Labs has built platforms that pair things like data and sports or environmental science. We've built technical training platforms around data science and around network administration, and we've bootstrapped and sold our own product. We are a temporary CTO and an outside specialist in strategy, design, and development. It takes a lot to go from idea to launched web application, but it's all right there in our name. Reach out to hello@mvlabs.com and let's take a look at your idea together.
Well, that was awesome having Brandon on.
It sure was.
That was awesome.
He's a fun guy, for sure.
Yeah, love that dude. Dang. All right, that got me fueled up for the last quarter here of Catching Up with Coach King. So, Mark, we got a couple more minutes here on your show. Let's just talk about some things that happened in the last couple of days. You've had some pretty important calls. One with a guy named Meta World Peace.
Yep.
It's his actual name.
Yep, formerly known as Ron Artest, of course.
Yep.
Don't want to share too much information because we want to finalize some stuff, but it's all very good. I got a message from Meta on Instagram. For those that don't know, he's got a new app that's out, and reach out to us. He's been beta testing the app in Cali, and we were very interested in being the Florida base for it. And it was so cool. I was talking to Meta today. We were having a good time. Jesse, my life is just crazy, man. Like, you grow up watching these guys play, and have a tremendous amount of respect for Meta with what he's accomplished. Two-time champion with the Lakers, and just a surreal day for me. But really down-to-earth guy. If you haven't done so, I'll plug this, not because he asked me to, but just because you should watch it. There's a documentary, Ron Artest documentary on Netflix. You need to go watch it, and you might have a different understanding of who he is and what he was dealing with. Because everybody has their things that they think about Ron Artest / Meta World Peace, the Malice in the Palace and whatever. But just an incredible being, really down to earth, and we're excited. I think you're going to see a lot of him, and he'll be hopefully we'll pull him in to what the FBA is doing this year.
He had some other meetings as well.
Yeah, so believe it or not, 2 meetings with retired NBA players today. Of course, we have Greg Kite as our commissioner, but got a chance to speak with Sam Vincent with some cool things. Sam is he's been recruited as the national team for Bahrain. He's the coach of that team. Who shout out to that team and Sam for qualifying for the World Cup. But we've been doing some things with the junior FBA. Our junior Stingrays are playing in the Ultimate Basketball League. He's kind of the global coach over that program and helps the players learn how to develop and grow. So Sam's a great dude, but we're working on some things that I can't really talk about those things all the way through and through. But what I will say is he reached out because of the video capabilities and whatnot that we have, and we're going to be filming some games for him. So while he's in Bahrain, he'll still be able to access video so he can help the kids back in Altamont and Longwood area still develop their game, it's just incredible what you can do with technology these days. But yeah, exciting, man. So a day in the life of Coach King, being able to talk to retired NBA guys and be around that kind of circle of influence, it's pretty incredible. It's very humbling, and I don't know, man. I'm just living the dream, I guess.
I mean, also, Meta World Peace, NBA champion. Greg Kite, who, he'll be a little more involved this year with the FBA, 2-time NBA champion with the Boston Celtics.
Absolutely.
I'm hoping to have him on one of these shows. I'm hoping to have him on as an analyst for some of the games this season. Maybe if we could get him for like the playoffs or the championship, that would be unbelievable.
I had a meeting with Greg a couple of days ago. He's greenlit that. He's definitely going to be on the doing some color commentating with us. As is I've been talking with Pat Burke, another retired NBA guy, played with the Magic and the Phoenix Suns, one of the first Irish-born players in the NBA. I'm going to reach out to Nick Anderson, maybe Bo Outlaw. I don't know if they'll be able to do it, but we're really doing some cool stuff. We got a lot of retired NBA guys believing in what we're doing and having them around. Really, what a lot of people don't know is overseas, in the other countries, when you do that, they remember these guys. So if those guys are affiliated with what you're doing, not only does it credential your league and make you gain that level of respect and whatnot, it's very helpful for the players because they automatically see those players as being around that circle of influence, and obviously they're going to be good. So yeah, I think Ray, of course, a Boston guy. Sam Vincent is a Celtic champ too, as well.
There we go.
I guess Sam and Greg, I think, were teammates as well. I keep forgetting that. But yeah, pretty incredible day, to be honest, for me and for the league. And overall to have people like that love basketball, reach out to us, respect what we're doing enough to be involved in any capacity. I think, there's a lot of people out there that like to tout what they do and be their own song and dance person. But we have other people doing that for us. And I think that's great.
A lot of good things growing in the FBA. Well, Mark, thank you for joining me. Actually, thank you for letting me join you. This is your show.
No, you're doing a great job, Jesse. This is fun, man.
Absolutely. Well, that'll be it for us today. But, stay tuned. There's always more catching up with Coach Kings on the way, and they are all presented by NV Labs. Good night.
In a world where one girl goes on endless adventures, gives you unbelievable toy unboxings, does insane food challenges, and plays way too much Roblox. It's L's Adventures. Subscribe now. Do it. Why not?